how we use GPT for sales and customer calls analytics, and how we use TANA GPT. So first, let's see how we present in TANA specific opportunity. For example, this is opportunity about, and here you can see a lot of context about it. So for example, here you can see a list of all calls that we did with them. You can read summary of every call, you can see stage of the call, and you can go even deeper inside the call, listen it. You can see all text of the call and listen, click and listen each part of the call. So then you can see stage. You also can see some information, metadata information about the call. I will give you more context about it later, and some other information. So what I want to show you today, how you can use our GPT-3 application and get some insights about the call. So one of example, you can out MEDDPICC categorization. So here I'll show you examples what was written in Salesforce and what we get with GPT. So for example, for visualization, we get with GPT question and answer. And I want to show you how you can, using our tool, ask questions about the call and get answers. So here you have some examples of good prompts that you can ask. So for example, you can ask what visualization tool what use, what was budget, or some others. There is a list of the prompts about some Salesforce fields. So here is a good list of prompts for the MEDDPICC. And here you can see example of what was in Salesforce and what was the result we get with GPT-3. So for example, here is Google Data Studio and the same. So here is budget. But here it's actually interesting. You get like much more information about budget. And with GPT, you can control how many information you want. It's just an example. You can tell it, OK, just show me the number. Or you can ask him to give you like more context about the budget. And that can be helpful. Also, the decision maker. Then you can see here is a list of pain points that were mentioned during the call. And interesting thing that these pain points actually part of our marketing taxonomy as well. And then marketing team can, when they analyze pain points, they can see where on a sales call specific pain points was mentioned. So for example, if you go on a specific pain points and we open, we will see all quotes that mention these pain points. So, and I'll give you more details about it later. So these pain points we will collect in two ways. One will be manual. Some team members will listen to the call and map it. But it's also will be automated with GPT. And I show you examples how exactly we can find any specific pain points and even get a quote for this with GPT. So, and you see, so there is a lot of information about what was that in Salesforce and what we get as an answer. And it's quite accurate, actually. And here is another example that we also find all quotes about competitors. And you can see the quote itself about which competitors is quote or which pain points. This is specifically about competitors. So this quote is about Supermetrics. This quote is about Supermetrics as well. And all these queries that query actually real calls. So we have a list of the calls, and then we have call transcription, and then this transcription tagged with some MEDDPICC tags or pain points and so on. And then we query it and see, OK, what we have. OK, now let's see how you actually can ask these questions. So we will go into Streamlit application. So we have this document. And if you open Streamlit application, US. So if you open Streamlit application, next you need to type a company name. And then you need to choose calls you want to analyze, but you actually can choose even multiple calls you want to analyze. It's possible. Keep in mind that analyze more than 3 calls is a little bit hard for the current version of GPT. Pretty soon it should be updated and you will have capabilities to analyze more and more calls, but currently it works good on like 1, 2, maybe 3 calls. You can test 5, but there is a big chance it will not work. So let's ask some questions about calls. And first we'll choose a consultation call. And the question we will ask, let's start with a basic question from our prompt list, which visualization tool company use. So it's not necessary to put a name here, but we notice that if you put a name, sometimes it gives a more accurate answer. But I will test without my name because I think it will work as well. This is example. After we choose a company name, call, we ask a question, we got a result. This temperature means how creative it is. Don't care about it. It's kind of not important, but it's give a creativity of the bot or how honest it is. So yeah, you see there is a answer Google Data Studio. So now let's see another prompt that you can use, and this prompt helpful for marketing team. So marketing team listen calls and try to find some pain points that customer mention, so they can use these pain points and this language in our content materials. So in order to find these pain points, you can use next prompt. Find quotes by topic, then give some element of our marketing taxonomy and ask for quote. And here is example. If you choose a call, you write this prompt, and as a result you will get a quote about this specific problem. So next, what you will get, our marketing team can go to list of the calls, choose call, it find inside the call this quote and mention with a customer quote, and after it mentioned with customer quote, it will what's this customer quote about. So for example, it can be some customer excitement. Then you can see all elements, all quotes you might, for example, here. So you can see list of all pain points we have that was inside this call, and then you can be even more specific and see exact quotes about this customer. So let's see how marketing uses this. This is part of our MEDDPICC to describe the pain points that we use in sales, but marketing uses it as well. And so for every pain point, we can see list of the quotes this pain points was mentioned, but also you can see a list of all pain points and sorted by amount of reference, so how often is pain point. So we recently started it, so there is not a lot of still references, but still you can see that. And then you can go inside like pain point. So let's see, for example, pain points related to aggregating some metrics from different platforms, same metrics from different platforms. So that can be helpful for his MCDM, and so he can see how exactly customer talk about it, in which context, he can listen in each part of the pain point. So this was an example how we can analyze our sales call or customer calls with our application. So you can ask some questions about maybe a summary of the call. So for example, if you're like a sales engineer and you want to participate on a call, you can read the summary of previous calls or ask even like action points or anything technical was discussed or anything related to data preparation or data transformation. Or if you're a manager and want to just understand like an overview of the call or customer sentiments. So you can ask all these type of questions about the call without no needing to listen all calls and even get the quotes, and then if you get the quote you can find this place in the quote and map. And second, that all of it we can map with in TANA with pain points, with MEDDPICC taxonomy, and then do like analytics on top of it. And so yeah, that's all. Like please play with it, test it. If you have some ideas, share with us. And one actually idea I have, maybe I'm curious what sales teams think. If you will, after the call, we will send you MEDDPICC into your email. So we'll just recognize everything, we'll send you, because it's not 100% always accurate, but maybe if we'll send it to you, it will be helpful for you at least to remember about it, and maybe then use this to fill like Salesforce data, or maybe other ideas. So thank you everyone.